Now, I'll tell you another topic that is in the news a lot at the moment, farming. Of course, we all know by now we've had a dry summer and that has left many farmers struggling, and this could ultimately make the cost of living crisis even worse. The best-selling farming author, James Rebanks, has criticised Liz Truss there, saying she's possibly the worst person imaginable to be Prime Minister if you care about farming. So let me talk to someone then that does care about farming, shall I? I'm joined by Ed Dungait, who's the chairman of the National Federation of Young Farmers Clubs. Good evening to you. I was just referencing a quote there saying Liz Truss is basically the worst person for you farmers. Do you agree with that?
Hello, good evening. I couldn't say she was the worst person, but Liz has been DEFRA secretary in the past, and she talks a lot about the issues that we're interested in, but she doesn't give me a great deal of faith that she's going to follow through and treat food production seriously, which is what we want. We need the new leader to treat food production as importantly as the environment and the climate. And I really hope that they'll do so. If you want to see a country that hasn't treated food production seriously, just look at Sri Lanka right now. Huge political unrest, largely down to a government that didn't treat domestic food production seriously. And I hope that Liz and Rishi are taking note.
And do you think they are?
Well, we keep banging on about it so much that I think they must be. And food security has been taken has treated with such complacently by the complacency for decades. But finally this year, we've seen food on the government agenda. And so we really need them to keep food on the agenda, firstly. As young farmers, we are passionate about producing good quality, climate-friendly food for this nation to high environmental standards with good animal welfare. And we're innovating, we're embracing technology, particularly the younger generation, and we really want the opportunity to do so. And so we really need them to treat food as importantly as the environment and the climate going forward. And I really hope they're listening.
So if you could have just one ask, if you was to ask both of them a question, or you've got one thing you'd want to see from them, what would it be?
My one thing would be, please don't compromise us on international trade deals. I know it will be so tempting, and I know that free trade has been brilliant for economies throughout time. And it will be very tempting for the new leader to go to various countries around the world and say, we will export our brilliant financial services to you, and we'll import your lower standard cheap food. But they'd be doing a great disservice to this country to do that. They'd be importing food which more than likely is being produced with lower animal welfare standards and less thought for the environment, and has probably travelled hundreds and thousands of miles to get here. And what's one of the biggest contributors to CO2? Transport. So it would be bonkers to throw farmers a terrible deal on international trade deals when we're producing brilliant quality food here on our doorstep for this nation.